Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up. Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to part 3 of What If Naruto Was the Ultimate Uchiha. Not gonna drag out the intro like I usually do. Let's jump straight into where we left off. It was quite an interesting cliffhanger. Naruto figured out that he could actually somewhat mind control people, but he hasn't figured out fully how to yet. So he made the two demon brothers that attacked them basically kill each other. But then Zabuza attacked. But Zabuza was stronger than in canon, mainly just because he put a bit more effort into training Haku. And with that, we're gonna jump where we left off. Due to Zabuza's sudden growth in strength that Kakashi wasn't expecting, by no means is Zabuza way stronger than Kakashi, he was just caught off guard. Kakashi was then knocked unconscious, due to Sakura really annoying Naruto, because she was having a mental breakdown after Kakashi got knocked out, thinking she was going to die. Naruto spun around and decked her square on her nose, knocking her unconscious and breaking her nose. Now all caught up. Naruto was laughing his ass off, saying, "Oh, you don't know how long I've wanted to do that." And seeing this, Sasuke was just absolutely baffled. Naruto, what the hell? Naruto automatically replies, "Sasuke, if she was having a breakdown, she'd just distract us. Now we don't have to deal with her issues. Meaning we can focus on the battle in front of us." Seeing this, Zabuza is actually laughing himself, and this is a rare occurrence. "You're interesting, brat. You belong to be hanging around with me. I'll train you to be the most deadly ninja in the world." Naruto says, "I appreciate your offer, but I really am." He flares his Sharingan, intriguing Zabuza, saying, "I heard the rumours. So you are the fool for Kage's brat, but you've already annoyed me enough now. I don't care if I get the entire Leaf village on me, I'm going to kill you." Naruto says, "You're welcome to try." Him and Sasuke, with their teamwork on par, rush at Zabuza, throwing combos after combos. Zabuza's actually finding it quite difficult to keep up with them. And Haku watching in the background, a masked man watching in the background, quite impressed with their teamwork. That must have took months and months and months of training, even years. And it was showing as they were actually landing decent blows, and they decided to amp it up a notch. Sasuke activates his Sharingan and they both pull out kunai. That's where Zabuza gets serious. He starts using his sword, he swings it round, just for Naruto and Sasuke to block it. But Sasuke, not being as physically strong as Naruto, he got thrown back a bit. But no problem, Naruto was ready to catch him, which he did. That's when it happened. Haku flew out of nowhere with his sunbond, but Sasuke was ready, and he blocked all the attacks just to get tackled to the ground by Haku. Haku with a kill strike ready, going right towards Sasuke's jugular. Sasuke couldn't react in time, but Naruto could. And he came with a massive boot to the side of Haku's face, sending him flying into a wall. And he turns back to Zabuza. Sasuke, now ready, will be able to keep up with Haku, and the real fight begins. Naruto focuses on Zabuza, runs about, throwing combos after combos, practicing different types of jutsu, majestic flame, flame claws, lightning style, lightning dragon. I'm making up jutsus, by the way. And he's throwing these all at Zabuza, and Zabuza's getting overwhelmed more and more as seconds go by. To the point he panics and he screams to Haku to help him, but Haku was caught up with his own. They underestimated these two genin. For what they thought would be an easy kill, Sasuke was actually putting a lot of pressure on Haku, to the point Haku finally activated his ice prison jutsu. Now we get to the point where we're being canon, except for Naruto's forward and Zabuza. Naruto's speed and strength is just increasing more. But he's slowly becoming more and more stressed about Sasuke and concerned. As he's seeing it, as he can see through the gaps, he saw Sasuke with a bit of blood in him, which is a rare sight to see, unless they're training against each other. But Naruto has confidence in Sasuke, and he says to himself, reassuring himself, "It's fine, Sasuke doesn't need your help, he can do it." And as such, he rushes towards Zabuza. He starts unleashing more and more jutsus and reading Zabuza's mind. And Zabuza swings his blade round at full speed just for Naruto to dodge it as it's in a half rotation and wrap around Zabuza's shoulder. If you guys are watching my latest What If, you know what's about to happen. Naruto spins his body with full force, dislocating Zabuza's shoulder. But Naruto knows this isn't enough, and taking Zabuza's blade, lifting it and swinging it with full strength, he completely cuts off Zabuza's arm. Zabuza screams and he falls to his knees, holding his now missing arm in his hand. Hearing this, Haku panics and goes all out against Sasuke. At first, Sasuke thought this was easy, but he soon gets overwhelmed as Senbon impels him from side to side to side, and he screams for Naruto to help him. Naruto panics, and using his flying Rasen to teleport to Sasuke, gets there just in time to swipe away all the Senbon before they hit Sasuke's vital organs, like vital spots. He looks at Sasuke and sees Sasuke covered in Senbons, about to fall unconscious. He goes to catch him, but Zabuza breaks through the ice prison jutsu and slams Sasuke's head into the ground. Seeing Sasuke's what seems to be lifeless body, Naruto explodes with anger as Naruto's chakra seeps out from within him and his Sharingan changes. Now guys, you're going to choose the pattern of Naruto's Mangekyo Sharingan, like we always do, but it's going to have a special ability. Naruto roars with just insane amount of chakra, and all these images of Sharingan are flashing through his head. And by what I mean by this, every single Mangekyo Sharingan. And all these patterns are flooding through his head of Sharingan, but their patterns are weird. Some have weird curves, some seem to be a star pentagram, some he just looks like a very big kunai. And as it's speeding through, Naruto slams his hand in his own mind and slams his hand into one. Naruto's eyes open, gleaming, as it's a full-wheel Sharingan, and it's just spinning constantly. With this, Naruto's perception changes as his eyes speed to the right, like clockwise, but faster. Naruto's speed increases insanely as he rushes towards Zabuza and grabs his head and slams it into the concrete, picking it up. Haku rushes at him just to get Zabuza's body slammed into his. Then, one of Naruto's other eyes spins the opposite way, and Naruto's perception time slows, but his speed stays the same. Everything is slowing down until it seems like it almost stops. Naruto walks over to Sasuke with tears in his eyes and places his hand on his heart. That's when he feels it. A heartbeat. Although time has stopped, it seems that Naruto has somehow kept Sasuke alive with this, even though he should have bled out by now. Due to time being slowed, Naruto has a chance. Still covered in the Naruto's chakra, he hears a voice in the back of his head. Naruto, use my chakra and heal him. He places his hand on Sasuke's chest and pours this red chakra into him. All the Senbon on his body fly out, and one even cuts Naruto's cheek, but this doesn't bother Naruto as I quickly would heal. And all the open wounds on Sasuke's body closes. And he believes that Sasuke is going to survive. And he gets up. He pulls out a kunai, 2 kunai to be precise, and he walks over to Haku and Zabuza, placing his kunai in both of their hands, and he unfreezes time. They both fly towards the wall. They both get up immediately ready to fight, just to see Naruto's eyes stare into theirs, and their body freezes up. This is unlike before. Naruto has a somewhat better control over this. Although Naruto's controlling their movements, they still have their own mind, and they go, What is this? And Naruto just laughs lifeless like a maniac, saying, You want to take my friends away from me? I'm going to take what's dear away from you, but you're going to do it yourself. They begin to march towards each other with their kunai pointed outwards. Now they both have each other's kunai placed on their neck. They're both begging Naruto profusely not to do it, and at this time Kakashi and Sasuke wake up to see the scene going on. Kakashi's wondering what's happening until he sees Naruto's eyes. He recognises straight away the Mangekyo Sharingan. What happened for this and he sees Sasuke lying there in a pool of blood. And at first he thinks the worst until he sees all the wounds there. They're just little blood spots, there's no actual wounds. And he also sees residue of the Naruto's chakra using his Sharingan. He realised what must have happened. Naruto thought Sasuke died, he awakened his Mangekyo Sharingan. And then also used the Naruto chakra to heal him. What is this kid? And then Naruto says, "End yourselves." Both Haku and Zabuza swing their blades round, slitting each other's throats at the same time, leaving both their bodies lifelessly falling down. Naruto's eyes quickly return to normal, and he falls backwards. Kakashi catches him and says, "I know that feeling. You must be drained after using that ability, or your ability, whatever they were." Seemed pretty interesting. Keep in mind, Kakashi didn't see Naruto's abilities or anything like that, and he doesn't know that Naruto's actual abilities that's not actual Naruto's Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto wakes up in a bed at the bridge builder's house with a brat that he didn't even recognise. The brat immediately thanks him and says, "Thank you, blah blah blah, you avenged my father," but this doesn't matter to Naruto. He immediately runs out into the bathroom and looks at his eyes. They seem to be normal, his normal Sharingan. And then he looks up and sees the selection of eyes he can choose from. He chooses the same one he chose before, and he looks in the mirror. And it appears again, the same spiral pattern. I must say it looks a bit like Indra's Sharingan, but it's different basically. So yes. And with this Sharingan, its ability is he can increase his own speed and strength the longer his eye is spinning and the faster it's spinning, and on the other eye he can speed up and slow down time. Quite a broken ability for a random selection. And he walks outside to see Kakashi there waiting for him, leaning against the wall. Kakashi says to him, "We need to talk." So of course Naruto marches off with Kakashi deeper into the forest. And Kakashi says to Naruto, "I know about your eyes, how they changed." And Naruto at first tries to deny it, but Kakashi says it's no use. "I know what it is, it's the Mangekyo Sharingan. I'm sure you've heard of it before. But when someone goes through such a traumatic experience like you did, there's a chance it will awaken. Normally you have to kill someone close to you, but I guess in your opinion, where you're special." Sorry, I had the yawn. Hearing this, Naruto's confused. How does Kakashi know so much about this for someone who isn't a full-blooded Uchiha? And that's when he sees it. Naruto's eyes widen as Kakashi pulls up his own headband to reveal his Three-Tomoe Sharingan. Naruto knew about this. That was until Kakashi's Sharingan changes form into Kamui. I think that's what it's called anyway. Basically Kakashi's Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto looks at his eyes and recognises the pattern and looks up at his selection wall that's there whenever he has his Sharingan activated. He sees the option and he clicks it. Kakashi is absolutely stunned to see Naruto's Mangekyo Sharingan pattern change into his. And Kakashi just asks him, "What?" Naruto explains what he sees, and he cycles through every single option he has. He has every single Mangekyo Sharingan possible. At least to what we know of. He can even copy other stuff that we don't know of. And because of that, Naruto seemed to be dangerous. At least in Kakashi's term of view, but not dangerous to the village, dangerous to the others. But immediately, Kakashi demands Naruto, he requests Naruto to show off his abilities. And the first one is the same to Kakashi's. He can create a weird time-space distortion that grips stuff into it. On the next one, he can make his body intangible, which Kakashi tests out by launching a punch at him that just goes through him. And then Naruto says, "I think I can go into wherever we sent that stuff." Kakashi is quite amazed and says, "Okay then, do it." And Naruto does. He zooms into the Kamui time space just to see a man, well, not really a man, just to see more of a teenager sitting there. Well, actually, no, they'd be Kakashi age, wouldn't they? Just to see a masked man sitting there, writing out a plan on the ground. and one of them was kill Kakashi. This orange masked man turns around, baffled to see this black-haired Uchiha in his humble abode, shall we call it. And that's when he sees his eyes, and he's completely stunned. You have my Sharingan, how? We all know this to be Obito, but Obito attempts to run, but Naruto doesn't let him. He rushes at Obito and swings his hand. Of course, his hand phases through Obito, and Obito tries to get away, but Naruto activating his own phasing makes him and Obito intangible, able to interact, grabbing onto his leg and swinging around, slamming him into the ground. And he gets on top of him and pulls out a kunai and demands to know who he is. Obito is still stunned by this. Says, "Impossible, what are you?" Naruto, looking up, sees that his selection is flashing. It's almost like it's going to select their own one that suits the scenario. And that's what it does. I'm going to say it selects Fugaku Sharingan, touching Sasuke's dad. And I don't really know what his abilities were, but I'm just going to make it up. With this, Naruto can make with this Sharingan activated, no one can lie to Naruto. That's one of the abilities. And whatever Naruto asks them, they must answer truthfully. And they get put in a paralysis type strain. Naruto says yet again, "Who are you?" Obito left with less attitude in his voice, more like a lifeless robot. "My name is Obito Uchiha." Obito Uchiha. Obito. And Obito. I don't know how to say his name, god damn it. Obito, I'm not going to say that. Obito says his name, and then Naruto says, "What are you doing here? Why is Kakashi's name on the ground?" Obito replies, "He killed the love of my life. Now I'm going to kill him painfully." Hearing this, Naruto's a bit stunned, but it comes with being a ninja. You obviously kill people. Naruto brings Kakashi into the time Kamui dimension, and he rips the mask off Obito. Seeing his face, Kakashi has a breakdown and he falls backwards. Not breakdown, he's just stunned. He says, "That's my old teammate. He died saving me." Interesting. Naruto says, "What is your plan?" And Obito replies, "Revive Madara Uchiha. Revive the Ten Tails. Activate Infinite Tsukiyomi. Steve Rin again." Naruto takes Obito out of this genjutsu for him to come to reality. To see Kakashi's there standing, he starts screaming, No, the plan's ruined, the plan's ruined! Years and years of plan for revenge, and it's ruined in mere seconds. No, I can't let this happen. He attempts to run away again by using Kamui, but Naruto just negates it. And that is until Naruto feels a very, very evil presence behind him. An old man with white hair, staring him down, somehow breaking into this presence. Obito says, "That's Madara Uchiha." Here a bit earlier than planned, but it'll work. Naruto recognises that this isn't someone he can beat, grabs Kakashi and runs away. Obito thinks, "Damn it, that was my chance to get revenge." But Madara says, "Damn it, we're gonna have to take action sooner than I thought." Other than that, guys, hope you did enjoy. Make sure you share with your friends, family, like, and subscribe. Make sure you share with your friends, family, dogs, cats, hamsters, guinea pigs, goldfish, pigs, horse, cows, pterodactyls, T-Rex, anything you can think of. Hit the like button. And yeah, other than that, guys, peace out. Hope you do enjoy. Love.